body language secrets. Sharp Game coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com. Offer of Boss Life Secrets, which can be found on Amazon.com. So yeah, in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about body language, because most communication is nonverbal. Most people, especially women, they don't always say what they mean, and they don't always say what they want, and they don't always verbally speak and tell you what you want to hear. So a lot of women do things in a subtle way. So that's what I'm going to talk about in this video, because I've been getting questions consistently talking about, hey, I'm confused. She gave me mixed signs. She gave me mixed signals. What does this mean? What does that mean? She won't really say what's on her mind. So there's a lot of confusion about communication. And most communication is nonverbal. I would say most things in life, really, it's really people really kind of moving very subtle. People do things in a very subtle way out here. So you have to be able to pick up things. And there's a lot of psychology that comes with that. And that's kind of my thing. I look deep into things much more than most people. I see things that most people don't see. That's one of the biggest differences between me and a lot of other people, especially online. I look deeper. I see little things that most people, they don't even pay attention to. It never even dawned on them. This is why a lot of people have so many problems, because they just don't know. Some people just don't care. Some people just take things at face value. And this is why a lot of people find themselves in a hole. They end up in a place where they don't want to be, because the signs were there. They just wasn't aware of it. So that's what this video is for. And P.S. and by the way, I'm doing a live Masterclass next month. Probably on the 7th of November. And it's going to be 4 modules. And it's going to be all about just being a better man. Really. It's all about being a better man. Having confidence in yourself. And, believe it or not, a lot of guys out here have a lot of problems with confidence. And they have a low self-image of themselves. But that's what this live Masterclass is going to be all about. Well, if you want to get into that, man, go to ChooseYourRelationships.com/Masterclass. That's ChooseYourRelationships.com/Masterclass. Or just click the link below and check it out, man. So, hey, the first sign that a woman is interested in you based on her body language, she might smile every time she sees you. Now you might say, hey man, this is obvious, but no, it's not. Because a lot of times, some women are just being nice. That's just who they are. So if she smiles at everybody the same, that's not what I'm talking about. No, I'm talking about when you see her or when she sees you, she perks up. It's the real smile, not that fake smile they do in the office. If you've been working in these corporate offices long enough, you know that fake smile that people give. It's like a quick wink of a smile, And then when you pass by her or when she passed by you, whichever comes first, she move on. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the real thing, the real smile. When she sees you, her cheekbones go up and her eyes lights up. That's a real smile. And it happens every time. Not sometimes. Every time. It doesn't matter what mood she in. Doesn't matter how her day's been. When she see you, she sees the joy. That's what I'm talking about. That's the smile that I'm talking about. So that's the first thing. And the next thing I would say is consistent eye contact. So in other words, when you walk through the door, or when she walks through the door, she's looking. She's looking at you. She's looking in your face. She's looking at your body. She's looking in your eyes. Now, if you catch her looking, she might look down because maybe she's shy or whatever, or she might get nervous, so she'll kind of look away. And when she sees that you're not looking no more, she'll start looking at you again. That's the consistent eye contact that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the women that give you the evil eye. I'm not talking about that. I ain't talking about that. You know, women that give you a mean mug you, like some guys say. If you from down south, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about women that they say the eyes are, eyes tell you a lot. That's what people say. I don't necessarily agree with all that, but anyways. But you can tell if a woman looks at you, it's a good thing or a negative. You can tell if you've been living long enough. You don't have to be a genius to figure this out. And the next thing I would say is, she makes physical contact with you. So there's going to be some touching going on. Now, it doesn't have to happen all the time. But at some point, if she gets close enough to you, she's going to touch you in some type of way. Maybe touch you on the arm, probably hit you, like tap you on the back, or she might even give you a hug. It might be something like that. Now, you got to be careful with this one because some women are touchy-feely, like I am. I come from a family of people where we're touchy-feely. We like giving people hugs because we ain't seen them in a long time, or we like them or whatever. I'm not talking about that. Because, if I like somebody, I respect somebody, I haven't seen them in a long time, it's natural for me to give them a pound or give them a hug if it's a woman. But I don't do that with everybody though. That's the thing. Now there's some women, they probably do it with everybody. But that doesn't mean she likes you though. It's kind of like it's like a catch-22 to this. Just because now there's a different type of hug too. Now there's a kind of if you give, like, I give you an example. If I give a woman a hug and I like her, I'll put a little extra tug into it. So I'll do something so she'll know that this ain't just a regular hug. If you know what I mean. But that's me. That's what I do. Now, some women might not be so bold to do anything like that. So, for example, if I give a woman a hug and I like her, I'll put my chin on her back shoulder. Assuming that I'm taller than her, which most of the time I am taller than most of the women that I give a hug to. I'll put my chin on the back of her back shoulder, or I'll put my hand on her lower, just below her butt, just above her butt, like on a. So in other words, on her back, my hands will be just above her butt cheeks, but I won't go to the butt cheek, just above her butt cheek. So that gives her a sign that, hey, he just don't want to be my friend. She'll know, okay, she'll kind of figure it out. Okay, he's trying to get at me. That's what I do, though. Now you might say, hey man, that's kind of risky. It can be, but I ain't trying to be your friend, so I go for broke. Now some guys will say, hey, well, I don't want to, risk the relationship. She won't like me or talk to me no more. Well, you don't have no relationship with her. You just talk to her when you see her. Y'all don't really have anything. Y'all ain't never done nothing yet, sexually. So y'all don't have anything. You just see her and you talk to her. That's it. That's just talk. Nothing happens until you hit. So you don't have nothing to lose. So when I hear guys talk like that, I'm like, that's just the lack mentality. You think you have something with somebody and you really don't have anything. You just see her, you talk, and that's it. So until you hit, you have nothing to lose, really. Go for broke. And the next thing I would say is how she dressed, her physical appearance. Now, when you met her, she probably were, dressed kind of casual. Maybe she had on jeans or t-shirt or something like that or whatever. Or maybe it was something like, maybe she had on sweats, maybe she was looking a little boyish, like tomboyish or whatever. Then all of a sudden, she's wearing a dress and heels and lipstick. Her hair's all braided up and done. Her nails is colored and she put on makeup, and all of a sudden, if she do like a makeover, if she get like a makeover and she continues to dress that way, and you find her in your space, or she's close to you all the time, that's probably a sign that she's interested too. She's trying to get your attention without actually telling you directly. That's a pretty good sign, because you have a lot of, I see this in a lot of interviews. A lot of women, they'll be all jazzy for the interview, right? And after they get the job, probably like a month or two later, they come to work looking like anything. So in the beginning, they wanted the job, so they, had to step their dress game up. But after they got the job, after they got past the 60 to 90 day window, that's usually the probation period. After they got past that, they start looking like anything. So I see this a lot with a lot of these jobs. A lot of, when they come in for an interview, oh, they looking all jazzy, they looking good. But after 60 to 90 days, man, you see them, you be like, what the heck? What happened? You come in looking like anything. So a lot of women, They'll do what they got to do to get your attention as far as dressing is concerned. Oh, that's probably another sign. And the next thing I would say is that I kind of mentioned earlier. She stares at you, like, she's looking at your face. She's looking at how you dress, looking at how you carry yourself. She's consistently looking at you. When you look at her, she might look down or she might look away, and then when you stop looking at her, she might start looking at you again. When you see that, that's a good sign. And the last thing I would say, she laughs at almost anything you say. And some of the stuff you saying might not even be funny. You might be saying to yourself, that wasn't funny at all. You probably wasn't even trying to be funny. But she thinks it's funny. She thinks it's funny. For whatever reason. In your mind, you be like, hey, this is not even funny. You might be trying to be serious. And she's laughing and giggling. And you be like, what the heck? Yo, I'm serious over here. And she's laughing and whatever. Because a lot of women, if they're attracted to you, they can't help it. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm in this video. Keep in mind that if a woman's attracted to you, she ain't trying to mess it up. So a lot of times, this is how a lot of women get taken advantage of too. Because if they're attracted to the guy, regardless of the guy's character, whatever he wants to do, she'll go along with it. This happens all the time, So as a man, you have to be responsible. Don't be taking advantage of these women just because you can. Don't be preying on these women just because you can, either. My grandmother used to tell me, you can use people, but don't misuse people. So, just because a woman is attracted to you, and you know you can do whatever you want with her, don't take advantage of that. No, a lot of women do that, the guys. But I would highly recommend you don't do that. There's been plenty of times I knew I could have taken advantage of women because of how they felt about me. But I didn't do it. I just didn't do it. You know why? Because that's not me. I don't have bad intentions when it comes to dealing with men and women. That's just not me. I've never been that type of cat. So there's a lot of responsibility when it comes to dealing with people and knowing things that some people just don't know in a lot of social situations. And this is why you have a lot of these cats, now these entertainers get caught up like that, because they'll be in certain positions and they'll take advantage of a lot of these women. And then the women, years later, they'll get mad and be like, I'm gonna just call rape on her. Because they mad and bitter. Because they felt like they have remorse for what they did. Even though she went along with it. She just don't want to take responsibility for it. In most cases, the guy didn't do anything wrong. He just leveraged what he had to get what he wanted. And in return, maybe he promised her something, or maybe she thought she was going to get something out of whatever they had going on, and it didn't pan out. So that's what that bitterness comes from from the female side. So this is why I say, as a man, you have to really take on more responsibility. So don't misuse women. You can use them, but don't misuse them. Whatever you say you're gonna do it. If you can't do it, don't do it. Don't make no promises you can't deliver on. That's what I would say. That's how I've never gotten caught out there like that. Because I don't be making no promises to women. You know, I don't. If I can't do it, I say I can't do it. And that's it. So hey, I'm gonna be talking more about this in my live masterclass. So if you want to get in on this, I'm gonna start doing it next month on the 7th of November. So hey, go to chooseyourrelationships.com/masterclass if you want to get in on that. Like the video, share the video. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.
Cycles of life is all around. Cycles of life.